For our hands-on research project, I based my research questions around two objects of folklore that have always captured my attention. I conducted my research on the aspects of dining, and I used this project to receive a more in-depth explanation of my family's favorite recipes and their annual meal traditions. I did my first interview with my grandmother, Elsie Testament. She's from North Carolina, and she's about 68 years old. This interview went alright. She gave me a lot of information on the recipe aspect of my research, but she didn't give me very much information as far as traditions went. And I had a lot less trouble with the actual interview process with her. My second interview was with my grandmother. We call her Nanny, Dot Montgomery. She's 76 years old, a little bit older than my other grandmother, but she gave me a lot of information on the recipes that her family used, so that kind of filled the gap in for me that my other grandmother left. And she was a lot more difficult to use the microphone with. The microphone, I feel like, really intimidated her, and she did not care for it, so I scooted the microphone away from her in an attempt to make it easier to do the interview, and that made the transcription of her interview a lot more difficult because she was not picked up as easily by the microphone. But both of them gave me some insight into what their families were like. My grandmother said that her favorite recipe was strawberry shortcake. Her mom's, she claims, was the best, and my nanny's was lemon souffle. And then they both gave me some information, just an example of their family traditions. My grandmother always has chili on Halloween, and my nanny always eats hog gile and lima beans and pinto beans for the New Year's Day because it's supposed to bring prosperity and good luck for the next year. I would say overall my interviews went alright, and it wasn't impossible to write my paper based on my interviews, although I feel like they could have gone a lot better, but it was definitely a learning experience. And overall, I feel like this project really helped me out, and if I had to do it again, I feel like I could have learned from my mistakes. But the information I did get did help me with my research question, and it kind of pointed out to me that my overall conclusion was just the title of my paper, that food is the simplest tradition out there. Everyone has to eat, and different things have an effect on that, such as religion and culture and location and money, but everyone has to eat in their traditions of how you cook the food, and that just gets passed down from generation to generation, and that's simply the biggest thing that I learned from my interviews.